Sussexes eat their heart out when the Queen praised Charles and William in emotional speech. The Queen heaped praise on Prince William and Prince Charles as she delivered a virtual speech to COP26 delegates after agreeing to 2 weeks of rest. The Queen paid tribute to her heir Prince Charles and his son Prince William in an unusual nod to the two younger royals. Her Majesty gushed at the pair's hard work advocating for stronger action to protect the environment and tackle climate change. The Prince of Wales and the Duke of Cambridge will both be representing the matriarch of the royal family as she undertakes 2 weeks of rest following a busy engagement schedule earlier in the autumn. In her address to delegates to the COP26 summit currently taking place in Glasgow, Her Majesty said, "It is a source of great pride to me that the leading role my husband played in encouraging people to protect our fragile planet, lives on through the work of our eldest son Charles and his eldest son William. I could not be more proud of them. Indeed, I have drawn great comfort and inspiration from the relentless enthusiasm of people of all ages, especially the young, in calling for everyone to play their part." Prince Charles and Prince William have both been very outspoken about their support for action aimed at reducing human impact on the environment. The Prince of Wales and the Duke of Cambridge have been keeping up with royal tradition with their work, as the late Prince Philip also was a committed defender of the environment and animal welfare, as shown by his efforts to establish the World Wildlife Fund. The Queen further cited her family as she concluded her speech, saying, "Of course, the benefits of such actions will not be there to enjoy for all of us here today, we none of us will live forever. But we are doing this not for ourselves but for our children and our children's children, and those who will follow in their footsteps." The Queen also paid homage to those who have enthusiastically taken on the climate crisis in their own lives, including the younger generation. Wearing a green dress and butterfly brooch, she instead spoke to the summit via video link recorded at Windsor Castle. Addressing the world leaders via video, Her Majesty said, "In the coming days, the world has the chance to join in the shared objective of creating a safer, stabler future for our people and for the planet on which we depend. None of us underestimates the challenges ahead. But history has shown that when nations come together in common cause, there is always room for hope. Working side by side, we have the ability to solve the most insurmountable problems and to triumph over the greatest of adversities." Prince Harry's grandmother also urged the leaders to rise above the politics of the moment and achieve true statesmanship when addressing the climate crisis. The Queen ended her speech telling the world leaders that the time for words has now moved to the time for action. Prince Charles addressed world leaders at 26 Colombian pesos, urging for immediate action as he called on global business leaders to use their full strength as it represented the only real prospect of fundamental change. With the Duchess of Cornwall sitting among the delegates, Charles said, "The scale and scope of the threat we face call for a global, systems-level solution, based on radically transforming our current fossil fuel-based economy to one that is genuinely renewable and sustainable. So ladies and gentlemen, my plea today is for countries to come together to create the environment that enables every sector of industry to take the action required. We know this will take trillions, not billions, of dollars. We also know that countries, many of whom are burdened by growing levels of debt, simply cannot afford to go green. Here we need a vast military-style campaign to marshal the strength of the global private sector. With trillions at its disposal, far beyond global GDP and, with the greatest respect, beyond even the governments of the world's leaders, it offers the only real prospect of achieving fundamental economic transition." And last month Prince William inaugurated the first Earthshot Prize Awards at Alexandra Palace in London to reward international campaigners for their work to help protect the planet. The Queen was caught beaming with pride in October as she discussed the Duke of Cambridge's work with the prize.